most notable out of this entire thing is a couple stories out of Iowa State. Quarterback had 300 some bets that cost like $2,000 some, average price of like $7. So we're talking real small bets, but still pretty active. He had two different accounts that he would log into on DraftKings through his mom's name and his dad's name, Jamie and Scott. So he had two different accounts. That is what he is being criminally investigated about. They're basically saying it's like tampering with evidence or fraud or something. He's getting crushed for using the fake names to have an account underage illegally in this entire thing. I'll go to the second one, Foxy. The second quote, all told, one former and three current Iowa State athletes were charged Tuesday with tampering with records in an attempt to disguise their identities while placing sports wagers. All are accused of manipulating transactions to create the appearance their bets were placed by other people. So this is via the Des Moines Register. Thank you for their investigation and looking into this news story. But that's the problem, is that they were doing it under different people's names criminally. But now NCAA, in school, in sport, are going to crack down on them as well. I didn't even think about these people having a fake account. And then, like, if you delete the account, are you like trying to hide evidence then? Yeah. At that point, like the amount of charges that they can start stacking up on you, like those start coming, you know what I mean? Whenever they break down that was what they were charged for criminally, it's like there's a bunch of other shit they could probably add into there. Whatever the case, with college teams, football more specifically, and this guy allegedly bet on one game that he was a backup quarterback in. It was against Oklahoma or something like that, or Oklahoma State in 2021. There's 100 some dudes in these locker rooms. Okay? Like in the NFL, there's 53 at the end of the day. And then 13 or however many is on the practice squad, you got to kind of manage. In college, you got 18-year-olds that are never going to fucking make the NFL. Who knows what they're going to make their money off of? And they might enjoy gambling. You know, they're competitive human beings. They get in there. How are they going to be able to get through to all of these dudes on all these college teams? How not to gamble on any sports, collegiate sports, or obviously their own team? I don't know how they accomplish that with some of the people that I've been teammates with and teams that we've all seen in college. I don't know how you clean this up, AJ. Honestly, I have no idea how they're going to fix this.
There's too many kids. Like you said, there's over 100 players on the roster. Obviously, they'll have to – now, that's what's different about this one. That's the criminal file, complaints, whatever, against these guys. That has nothing to do with what the NCAA will do and the schools and all of that. But is it possible his parents – are they going to interview them and say, hey, did you know he was doing this? And then are they charged with something as well?
Yeah, I think they charge the parents too.
Okay.
But my question is this a criminal charge? What do you think? Do you think this should be a criminal charge or should this be an NCAA problem?
It'll be both.
That's a tough criminal. Whenever they said like tampering with evidence because he was under a fake name, I'm like, that seems like quite a. If you're going to do that, then you can do the deleting the app is trying to eliminate evidence. Like, there's so many charges that you can kind of make there. I think this was kind of presented, and I don't know who was snooping or doing the probing or prosecuting attorney or anybody like this. I feel like this was an attempt to say like, hey, there's shit going on. I think this is them like sounding a bell almost like, hey, this is happening.
You got to scare everybody else. You got to scare the rest of them because you can't let this get out of control. Obviously, they have to let them know, hey, I know even if you guys want to do it, even if you're curious, we are going to find out if you're on one of these sites trying to gamble, like we will get you.
Yeah, I don't know how.
It's just got to. It got to. It's the same way with us in the NFL locker room. When they have that meeting, they put them signs up around the stadium. Do not gamble. It's the first meeting they're going to probably have every other week or every other month.
They told me not to get drunk on a Tuesday during the bye week.
Yeah, that's different though.
And I ended up doing that just numerous times and one time. I mean,
yeah, but you're not the only one on your team who was drinking on your off day during the bye week.
But I'm just these college kids, they're not the only ones either. No, I mean, it was an offensive lineman. I think it was a center at Iowa State. It was a wrestler had like 3,600 bets or something like that.
$45,000.
$45,000 worth of bets. I mean, that guy's a degenerate gambler.
Yes.
Yeah. He's a wrestler. He's a degenerate gambler. They said like he bet however many times on Iowa State stuff. It's like If the guy's a degenerate gambler and he has a friend that's doing something, he thinks they're going to do well, there's a good chance he's going to bet on that. And I assume they're not the only 3 on the campus at Iowa State.
No.
Iowa, I think, had a backup kicker that was doing it. So it's like, I don't know how they slow this down. This is an interesting transition phase where sports gambling is getting very legal. And it's kind of becoming very comfortable in a lot of these states and easy to use and safer to use and like all this different stuff, very more prevalent. And the commercials are everywhere. So guys are seeing it. And people who like to gamble, there's cards players, dice players in every single locker room. It's like, you could see how this takes place. I don't know how they stop it. I wish they would. I hope they do. We can't have games getting fucked because of this type of stuff. But with the college level, I don't know how you stop it. I honestly, I hope they do. They need to. But I don't know how they're going to control it.
Especially now with NIL, where it's like in the past, maybe, you know, like you don't have any like spare pocket change to really dick around with. But like now, if you got that NIL money and it's like, hey, I can't get a job or whatever, and like, yeah, you can still go out and drink and spend money that way, but like sports gambling is just way more popular now than it was 10 years ago. Like everyone knows about it, even if you're kind of like a fringe person. And if you just have thousands of dollars of disposable income, like how are you going to stop these kids from, because it's not just
now,
that. Like,
now, granted, the kids that'll go on to make the NFL will not do this.
For sure.
There's
for sure.
good people on every team, but I'm just saying, like, there's going to be 4 to 5 guys whenever you got 110 people who just can't do right.
But even
like,
one
that's just like a real thing.
Even one of those guys at Iowa State, like he's on the Broncos now, and he was, you know, like he's caught up in this. So it's like, yeah, for the most part, like guys who are really good and know they're going to go play in the NFL, like they're not going to do anything to jeopardize that. But like you said, like how you there's 70-some guys that are never going to play in the NFL, and there's probably 30-some guys who are never even going to play college football. Like, we'll be on the team, but we'll never actually play or be important. Like, how are you going to stop those guys and police those guys from doing anything?
I honestly don't. Like, everything you said there very passionately, very real. And we are very much on the team of that. Like, whenever they gave Calvin Ridley a year-long suspension, we thought it was going to be longer because it's like the integrity of the game cannot be questioned right now. Like, especially with gambling being the bucket of money that it's going to be for these leagues and for these sports going forward. Everybody wants this to succeed. Like, players, coaches, sorry, you can't. You guys just can't participate. Everybody else can. You guys can't. And that sounds all good and dandy. It does, but there's going to be 1 to 2 people. Imagine if it's just one person.
Yes.
On every team. Like, that's a massive situation that's happening, you know? Like, this is...
Don't you think?
Go ahead.
Yeah, there's so many kids involved, too. You're right. Like, there's bound to... every team's going to have somebody. And there's so many kids, too. You know, in college, so many bitter guys, too, that aren't playing. They were the star. They get there. And I understand it. It'd be really tough to get there and you're not on the field 3 years in or something. But also, I feel like with all of this, I feel like it makes these guys, these college players, maybe a second teamer, a special teamer, some of these shady characters might reach out to them more just to try to buy some info off of them. Hey, man, is your starting quarterback hurt? Like, if you're on a big team and you're like a player that is on the team but doesn't really play, some of these sketchy dudes might come in and try to give, hey, let me give you $1,000. You got to tell me some info and keep popping in and give me some more info. I'll keep paying you even more money.
So whenever I was at West Virginia, we had a meeting happen. We weren't really told about it. It was kind of weird. Like, hey, there's a meeting taking place in like 3 hours at this one place. I think it was in the arena.
Wait, did the coaches tell you or players?
Coaches told us, like, hey, we got to go to a meeting. It was Michael Francis, former...
Mob guy.
He was in the Gambino family.
I don't remember what he was, though. I don't know how high he got.
Capo,
up.
maybe?
Lieutenant.
He was way up there. He had the gas scheme and everything like that. He's noted gambling. Turned, though, very public about it all. And still alive in that whole thing. And he gave this entire speech about what they used to do to guys and players and able to get people so that they could work the books a little bit and everything like that. And back then it was so shady, you know. People were like scared, like, nah, I don't want to fuck with that because, like, you know, actual problems, not like losing money. Like, you have actual issues, and it was kind of understood. Now that it's so regulated, so safe, so efficient, so easy, and like, you're right, those characters could come in and try to get information so they could bet themselves, but like guys just having no fear of like anything, seemingly, other than the school finding out and you get fired. Like, it's... Never
think about the consequences. I'm smart enough, I can figure it out. Those guys have their parents. Like, I got my buddy or whoever, they're trying to find a way to game the system.
Well, like in this situation,
18 years old, 19 years old too. There's going to be some stubborn.
I get it.
Yeah, people are going to game the system no matter what, but wouldn't it just be easiest to have? I mean, even this Decker kid used his parents' name, but wouldn't the NCAA just have to partner with every sports book and every single athlete that is with the NCAA, like those names specifically, if they tried to sign up? That they get,
oh yeah, they have that AI technology.
oh yeah, they,
so they just
But
get
like
them
their
after
aunt
the
though,
fact?
like
Wouldn't they
if you're on a team, your aunt's allowed to be on DraftKings. Like they're gonna look up every family member of
don't
every
pay
player.
attention to
and,
the
like,
aunt's
try to
bets
see.
though.
It
Like,
shouldn't be that hard.
they have the technology where if they
Yeah.
just search the last name or whatever, they should be able to track the bet. They know everyone's betting style and everything like that. But in this case,
This aunt normally not this type of player.
Why is she
I mean, he's
betting
betting
on that over?
$7 a game. Like, what the fuck are you betting for? Like, sure, he might have some discretionary spending now because he's a quarterback of a fucking Big 12 program, but he's betting $7 a game. How is that worth it at all?
What if it's 20-1?
Well,
Yeah, what if they're big time parlays?
Can we find out if
What if it was 7 for 120,000, 330 times?
Don't unit shame the kid, Toad.
I'm not.
Come on.
I'm not.
Well, and what
Oh,
if he's plus?
sorry, Tone. Sorry, he's not swinging around $100 bets, $1,000 bets. Sorry, he can't keep up with the hammer Dahn boys limits. Oh, wow. Shaming this guy.
getting
He's a
suspended
broke college kid.
Is getting suspended life changing?
I agree with you, Tom. It's
Wasn't
not.
$7 life changing?
He didn't think he was getting caught, and he thought if it's only $7, like I assume he thought that was in his.
What's the point
It
then?
was just $7.
What if he's undefeated though? Can we find out their records? Like, is he plus
2,600. It was
$3,000
only
or is that how much
2,600.
he's bet?
It was only like 2,600.
Yeah, but is he plus 2,600? Like, did he win every single $7 bet he placed?
I don't know, that wrestler 45,000
Bingo.
totaling is like, did he lose that, or is that just the amount of bets that he took? Did he win?
Did he win that much?
How's it? Because I mean, that wrestler who's a chomp, right?
Yeah, he was a Big 12 champion, I believe.
He was the champion. He was the guy. And then you should have seen him on the book, though. He hunted.
I would imagine he was on tilt a little bit chasing if you're betting that much.
Oh, you don't think he's on a win
He's that
streak?
confident.
Not
knows-
if he's placing 2,600 bets. I think he's probably.
Listen, athletes, and I understand that we are not necessarily the most serious group. Nobody really takes it serious.
Sure.
Unless it's a joke about Michigan State.
Can't do that.
Or a quarterback. It might be in the NFL, or used to be in the NFL.
Who?
But, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty serious there.
Yeah, yeah.
The most serious. You guys can't be gambling, okay? Like, it sucks, right? Because you see everybody else having fun, and maybe it's a trait or a gene that you have in your body. Play cards, okay? And if you want to do something that's like sports gambling, go ahead and play Boo-Ray then. You know, where you don't really have much control, but you have an opportunity, has high stakes, makes you feel a little something. Go broke betting on Boo-Ray. You know what I mean? Do whatever you have to do. You can't gamble on your sport, and you can't gamble on sports. It sucks, but this is just one of the things, okay? And when you're done, guess what's going to be waiting for you? Even better. You're going to be even smarter. You're going to know even more. The technology is going to be then you get in there. And that seems like such a logical thought. There is no shot at stopping all these college students.
The people that need to hear it do not listen to that. You know that. Rookie Symposium. Like, you're sitting there and everything they're saying, like, if people that need to hear it probably are not, it's not really getting through.
But the gambling part was big to us when we first came out because you gamble on the game, you would never play football again.
Pete Rose.
Yeah.
Pete Rose, everyone remembers. Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
Don't be Pete Rose in football, okay? Don't even think about it.
Well, and back then, tracking it was probably impossible.
Yeah.
Like, unless you hire.
Unless you get an actual notebook that says Pete Rose once
Bingo. Yeah.
10,000 times. Isn't that what it said? Like, Pete, as the coach of the Reds, would like to see the Reds lose by 2. Like, that's how detailed that notebook was. And they're like, we got it.
Yeah.
Do we know if that's real or not? You tell us.
Yeah. Smoking guns.
That's what it used to be back in the day. Now it's just an AI going, Decker's family.
Right.
Where's the location? On campus. Where do the parents live? Got him.
Okay.
All right, let's keep sniffing around. Who's the Big 12 champion wrestler? I feel like that fucker's up to something. You see him celebrate? Yep. Let's go and boom. Are we on his phone right now? Yeah, let's bounce around a little bit. What are the apps? Oh, here's a gambling one. Oh, here's a boom, 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 boom. Holy shit, 45,000. Boom, got him. All right, let's go to the offensive line now. Some of these big fucks got to be gambling in something. That's what they do now.
Yeah.
They're everywhere you are, bro. Right now, I have an iPad here.
What?
A computer here.
What?
Computer here.
What?
iPhone here.
What?
all 4 of these fuckers know exactly where I am.
At all times.
Not because of how close I am, but because if I'm not here, they know everything about me.
Yeah.
That's the world we've just kind of conceded to live in.
Yes.
So you athletes and coaches just need to know, like, that's the world we live in. Like, that's just how it is. You're not going to get away with it. You're going to get caught. Even if it's 3 years from now, you're going to get caught at some point. And it sucks that you can't do it, but you just can't. For the good of the game.
And if you can't stay away, get your mom's sister or brother to do it for you, not your parents who have the same last name as you. At least, go the extra step and make sure that the people don't have the same last name.
Yeah, and if you want to get a little taste, and I don't like doing this because, you give an inch, take a mile, whole thing. And if you get a taste, you might end up going ahead and really taking a big gulp. But, like, you could just tell your friend, like,
Exactly.
Bingo.
what are you thinking? Yeah. All right, let's do that. I'll match.
5 more. Yeah.
Boom. And then you're just,
Hands off.
but don't do that every bit.
No.
Can't be doing that with the same person either.
Just a few.
That can't be, and definitely don't be on your own team.
Yeah.
That needs to stop. That shit shouldn't even be said. Like, you can't be betting on your own your own sport.
Was Iowa betting the under? Did they find out guys were betting the under?
The kicker did, yeah.
Makes sense.
So Reese Davis
Smart better.
Well,
I think he may have lost that game, though.
Reese Davis said something along the lines of, like, that's not sports gambling. That's just like no risk investing.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Reese,
Pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was very, very solid out of old Reese. But with all the jokes that we're saying, this is a serious subject.
Yeah.
Because legacies are going to get ruined.
Yeah.
Careers are going to get ruined. Futures are going to be in jeopardy. And these dudes that are 18, 19, 20 doing this, who don't have a fully formed brain and seemingly don't think they're going to get caught, this is going to happen.
Yes.
This
And
is
your ass going to get caught, too.
definitely going to get caught.
If you have the itch, too, like, hey, why don't you just work hard, make it to the NFL, and then guess what? You can bet on the NBA and college basketball and all those things away from the
facility, yeah, or the hotel, or training camp, or practice.
Or practice facility.
field,
Right.
Yeah.
There's also a casino in Iowa City, so if you get the itch, just go down to Riverside. Do that instead.
Play some blackjack.
Don't accept any benefits, though, from gambling.
Right.
Yeah.
Does that same rule apply for casinos and colleges where
I would
you can
imagine.
play at home but not away?
I'm quite sure.
Because they can't play at away stadiums?
What a clusterfuck.
Just quit the team. You can bet on whatever you want.
That's a good idea, too. Start smoking 6.
How was this guy as a quarterback?
They were terrible. on
Lefty.
offense.
Yeah.
They were
He's a lefty.
They were 119th, I believe, in
Yeah.
offense last year.
So he wasn't ever worried about that, like, oh, God, if I get caught, we're not going to win the Big 12 title. Like, he wasn't worried about that to begin with. So,
And it sounds like you're saying that strictly because he's Iowa State.
well, maybe, but also it's true. They weren't any fucking good. They did beat Iowa last year, but Iowa's offense sucked.
So there's a one.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, the under in that game should have been an absolute.
It should have. It was not.
Wasn't it 30?
So that was the game that the backup kicker for
Yeah,
Iowa?
he bet the under on it, and I believe the final score is 27-17.
Because Iowa State's 119, Iowa's 130 or whatever
Yeah.
it is. And there's no way.
Yeah.
We'll put that back here. Let me get these. University of Iowa football player Aaron Blom faces a charge of tampering with records as a result of the Iowa Division of Criminal Investigation Sports Gambling All right.
Wait, Blom? Is that the kid who retired from Pittsburgh?
Blom, no. Backup kicker at the time allegedly bet the under total points on the 2021 Iowa State football game. He did not appear in Hawkeyes 27-17.
Because last year was 10-7.
Okay,
That
yeah.
was-
So it was, yeah.
He said this game's going to
I
suck.
think the total was 19 or something.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to a break. Hour 3 will be on the other side. We'll take some phone calls and wrap up all the other news of the day. Iowa State are the first of many, we assume, in the college ranks.
Yeah.
We've heard about it in the NFL. Happened in Detroit. Happened in Indianapolis. Happened in Washington.
Why?
Yep. Atlanta.
How many open investigations are there going on right now that we don't know about yet? That
AI.
they're looking at other
Probably
players. Yeah, AI is everywhere.
AI.
There's another lineman, too, that got busted.
But this one they kind of saw coming down because there was the probe that they announced, and then Hunter Decker was not at Big 12 Media Days, and you normally take your quarterback to a Big 12 Media Days, so they thought that he might be part of it.
So he said, yeah, I did it 300 times.
And what kind of suspension will there be? Because this is kind of unprecedented for,
Yeah.
It'll be huge.
Oh, yeah. They got to make an example. They got to set the tone right now.
They actually thought it
Absolutely.
was going to be more players than this, so I wonder if there's more coming.
Probably.
It's probably going
one
to be some more that come out.
That's one state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably going state by state.
Wait till they do Ohio.
No, I mean, they thought there was more Iowa players.
How long do you deny it before you finally just give in? Like, all right, you got me.
That's one of those things where it's like, nope. and then they just like show you a photo. You're like, all right, how many games?
Fine.
What were you thinking?
For real.
We saw you
For
bet.
real.
We saw you put the over here for the Greek Freaks 3-pointers hit. And again, what were you thinking?
How'd you know?
Do you think there's any of the investigation crew that's like, this is a fucking dog shit?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Not only are you ruining your legacy as a football player, like, this is not a shot at all.
Ain't gonna get it done.
This is bad. What if they start judging his actual bets first? All right, now that we're
That'd
done
be
with
awesome.
What are you doing?
you got like 6 different fraud, tampering. I mean, you're fucked pretty much. So, all right, we'll see you around, I guess. Next thing will be the court date, and then assume you're going to get kicked off the team. Yeah, we just told you.
Yeah.
We just put a press release out, too, told everybody. So,
You're fucked.
hope it was worth it. Good.
Yeah.
Giannis.
Come on.
The guy can't.
What are you doing?
See you later, buddy.